Before you start, subscribe to the channel to help us out. What if the voice telling you to quit went silent forever? What if the struggle you're facing right now isn't a sign to stop, but a signal that you're about to break through? This pain wasn't given to you to break you, but to build you. This moment you're in the pressure, the fatigue, the doubt is not your exit. This is your proving ground. Because no man has ever risen without first being broken. No empire has ever stood without storms, and no mind has ever been made of steel without first walking through fire. You say it's hard. Good. That means it's working. This speech isn't here to soothe you. I did not come to give you permission to stop. I came to wake up the force that lives beneath your weakness. The version of you that fights, that executes, that refuses to crawl back into comfort. Let the quitters quit. Let the fearful retreat. But you, don't you dare quit. You've come too far. You've survived too much, and everything you fought for waits just beyond this pain. So you don't stop here. You don't break here. You build here. Now stand up inside your own mind and let the world hear your silence louder than their noise. This is your hour. Let's begin. When the going gets hard, most men look for a way out. They begin to whisper lies to themselves. Maybe this wasn't meant for me. Maybe now is not the right time. Maybe I've done enough. But let me speak to the part of you that remembers who you were before the world taught you how to retreat. Pain is not your enemy. Pressure is not a sign to stop. Resistance is not a red light. It is a gatekeeper, a test, a sacred threshold that only the few, the builders, the doers, the deciders will ever walk through. And the man who walks through it is not the same man who entered it. He is stronger, sharper, real. That's the purpose of hardship, to strip you down until all that remains is truth. Until every excuse burns in the fire. Until only the part of you that is unbreakable survives. Andrew Carnegie once told me something I never forgot. He said, adversity is the refining fire of destiny. It burns away the weak man. It leaves only the man who is ready to lead. Carnegie did not rise from privilege. He was a poor Scottish immigrant working in a telegraph office earning almost nothing. But every hour he worked, he watched, he listened. He prepared, and when the opportunity came, he did not flinch because the fire he walked through the long days, the uncertainty, the low pay had already forged his mind. And here you are in your own fire. I ask you, what will this fire leave behind? Will it leave a man who folded under pressure? Or will it leave a man so focused, so steady, so commanding that the world has no choice but to move around him? Charles M. Schwab was no stranger to pressure. As the right hand of Carnegie, he faced the storms of industry, the roar of competition, the resistance of men who were older, richer, and more experienced. But what set Schwab apart was not genius, it was resilience. He did not fold. He moved swiftly, decisively. He led from the front when others were shrinking in the shadows. He once told me, fear is a fog, and a man must learn to walk forward even when he cannot see. You may not see your future clearly right now. You may be in the fog of fatigue and doubt. But you still walk. You still move. You still build. Because the man who waits for clarity will never lead. The man who says, I'll push when it's easier, will never arrive. Let's talk of Henry Ford, a man who was told his vision was foolish, that the car was a novelty, that it would never replace the horse. Even his own engineers said his idea for an 8-cylinder engine couldn't be done. He told them, build it anyway. Ford understood that when everything seems to resist you, it's not always the world testing you. It's your mind asking, do you really want this? You answer not with words, but with persistence, Relentless execution, unbreakable identity. Ford didn't stop because it was hard. He became Ford because it was hard, and he kept going anyway. You think success comes with ease. You think the men who built nations, industries, and movements did it with comfort. Never. They did it tired. They did it misunderstood. They did it surrounded by doubt from others and from themselves. But they moved anyway because they had made a decision and never once opened the door to retreat. Let me be clear. If you are tired right now, good. It means you've been in the arena. If you are doubting right now, good. It means you're pushing the boundaries of what you thought you were capable of. If you are under pressure, good. It means you're doing something that matters. But I will not let you quit. Because quitting now is not just a betrayal of your goals. It is a betrayal of your identity. And I know the man you are becoming, the one who keeps showing up. The one who listens not to fear but to vision. The one who would rather suffer for a purpose than coast in mediocrity. Let the crowd rest. Let them doubt. Let them walk away when it gets heavy. But you do not get to quit because this fire you are in, it is making you. And when you rise from it, not if, but when, the world will know that you are not lucky, or gifted, or saved, you were forged. Keep going. Don't you dare quit. You must understand now, perhaps more deeply than ever, that the pain you feel today is not a punishment. It is a process, a sacred rite of passage, a furnace that burns away the soft edges, the hesitations, the illusions, and leaves only iron. Most men run when they feel that fire. They look for comfort and retreat to what is familiar. But you are not built to run. You were built to withstand and build. Nothing worthy has ever been built without cost. On the days when the small steps forward feel like dragging stone uphill, the temptation will whisper, maybe I should quit. But those whispers are not your voice. They're the voice of your old identity trying to pull you back to safety. You must now speak louder than those whispers. You must say, no, I'm not going anywhere. I may be tired. I may be stretched. But I am not broken. I will not fold. And I will not leave this chapter unfinished. This is the moment your identity changes, not with a celebration, but with a choice to continue. When Abraham Lincoln was leading a nation through war, he was attacked from every side. His cabinet questioned him, the people doubted him, and still, he stood quiet, focused, and unbending. He was not moved by noise or fatigue. He was anchored to purpose. That is what you must be now. There will be no applause for this decision, no instant reward, just silence, pain, and progress. But every day you push through this storm, you are building a life that no storm can shake. This is where you earn the crown. Most people give up just before the moment that would have changed everything. They were one decision away, one act of discipline away from the breakthrough. You are not most people. You do not operate on feelings. You follow a code of relentless, resilient, ruthless action. When Thomas Edison was working on the electric light, he failed thousands of times. He watched people call him a fool. But do you know what he never did? He never doubted the result. He had already decided the end would be success. Every failure was simply another confirmation of progress. That is how you must view this moment in your life. It is not a defeat. It is a passage. You do not stop when it's hard. You become harder. You do not retreat from resistance. You rise through it. The fire you are in is temporary, but the strength it will leave in you will last forever. Keep going, and don't you dare quit. The pain you're feeling is not a sign to quit. It's a sign that you are becoming the man who finishes things. Thomas Edison embraced discomfort so fully that the pain became irrelevant. When asked why he didn't give up, He said, "I haven't failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is not a man running from pain. That is a man who embraced it as part of the process. You are not too tired. You are too comfortable. You are not broken. You are being broken open. Lean in. The man who presses forward while in pain becomes the man who cannot be stopped. Your identity is not permanent. It is a pattern that can be rewritten through repetition. Henry Ford did not repeat limitations. He repeated certainty. He trained his mind to ignore doubt until doubt no longer recognized him. What have you been rehearsing? The hesitation and doubt of someone weaker, or the strength and discipline of the man you are becoming? You must begin to schedule your identity, not your tasks. Say it now with certainty. Every day I repeat strength. Every day I become a man who cannot be broken. Pressure is not the enemy. It's the test. It's the proof of who you are. If you run from pressure, you run from power. If you seek only ease, you sentence yourself to weakness. But if you embrace the pressure, it becomes your birthplace. You must remove the option to lose by burning the bridge in your own mind. The man who leaves no way back must find a way forward. There is a dangerous lie that has stopped more men than failure ever could. The myth of the right time. There is no right time. There is only now. Hesitation is fear disguised as wisdom, and it will rob you of your destiny. Action, not motivation, is your lifeline. You don't act because you feel ready. You feel ready because you acted. You must gain command over your emotions. They are not facts. They are suggestions. The man who does not control his emotions will never control his destiny. When fear rises, name it. But do not obey it. Act anyway, because your identity is more powerful than a temporary mood. This is the fruit of emotional control. You don't wait for a piece to move. You bring peace with your movement. This is not the end of a speech. It is the birth of a new man. It doesn't happen with a single decision. It happens with repetition. You must return to this message daily until your old self is no longer alive. This is your discipline. You are not weak. You are simply untrained. And the training begins now. Say it one last time with power. I am not done. I am not finished. I do not quit. I rise.